All right, moving right along to the federal government doing some fuckery.
Winning? No.
They're back on the Capital Riot.
You
They've been
suck!
voting for commission to investigate and do things for that. And it seems 35 Republicans have decided to join the Democrats in support of that.
You
And I
suck!
mean, I don't trust the government to investigate itself, but I would really like to know what happened there because there was that Antifa guy that was pictures of him dressed as a Trump supporter. There was cops letting him in. That Ashley Babbitt guy's identity hasn't been revealed. He hasn't been investigated, and there's all kinds of fuckery around the Capitol 6 riot. So I kind of actually want a commission, but let's get into this article. All right, so 35 Republicans back Trump study of January 6th Capitol Buck Trump back study of January 6th Capitol riot. All right, so Washington, 35 House Republicans joined Democrats Wednesday in voting to create a bipartisan commission to investigate the January 6th attack on the Capitol, risking the wrath of former President Donald Trump and flouting GOP leaders who condemned the proposal as unfairly partisan and unneeded. I don't know why that risks the wrath of Donald Trump when Donald Trump didn't support that. But anyway, ABC has to get the Trump in there to get the viewings, the Trump arrangement syndrome. Republican Mavericks were led by New York Rep. John Cato, who wrote the measure with Homeland Security Committee Chairman Benny Thompson, Democrat Mississippi Katoka. That panel's top Republican was battling two tides that have overwhelmed Congress in recent years: the nearly overwhelming potency Trump still has among Republicans, and a jagged edge participationship that often confounds even mundane legislation. I encourage all members, Republicans and Democrats alike, to put down their swords for once, just for once, and support this bill, Katko said before the House approved this measure. The 35 defectors represented a relatively modest but significant slice of House Republicans, of whom 175 opposed the legislation. The defiance underscored the party's rift as some lawyers supported an investigation of the shocking and violent Capitol attack, while leaders tried to avoid enraging the former president. The former president has nothing to do with the Capitol attack, you stupid fucking idiot.
You
Whose
suck!
support they believe they'll need in the House control of the 2022 elections. All 10 Republicans who voted in January to impeach Trump for encouraging his supporters to storm the Capitol supported the commission. Most of the 35 Republicans backing the commission were moderates. The 10 who backed impeachment, including Katko and Rep. Liz Cheney, Wyoming, Trump's most prominent House GOP critic. She did not speak during Wednesday's debate, but after that she tweeted a message urging the Senate to approve the commission, saying some things must be above politics. The vote came to a week after her colleague dumped her from a Republican leadership position for repeatedly criticizing Trump for his role in the attack and his false claims and the loss of the election because of widespread voter fraud. I find it fucking ridiculous that these people are doing this in the name of angering or not angering Trump, and Trump doesn't give a fuck about any of it.
Winning? No.
Opposing the commission was Representative Greg Pence, Republican Indiana. His brother, former Vice President Mike Pence, was in the Capitol during the attack and was hustled to safety by security officers, even as some in the pro-Trump mob were heard shouting, "Hang Mike Pence." Trump had turned on his vice president for not derailing Congress counting of the votes, which Pence did not have the constitutional power. Stop saying that this was Trump. This is fucking pissing me. Look at this fucking framing. Trump had nothing to do with that. He was in having a fucking speech telling his fucking people not to be violent when this fucking happened. This was not him. I don't even fucking, I don't like the fucking, I don't like him. I don't like Biden. I don't like the whole fucking system.
That's how winning is done!
But this is reality. A moderate and former prosecutor, Katko, defended the proposed commission as a fair and needed step forward, understanding the riot, how it happened, and what security improvements the Capitol needs to prevent a future assault. This is about fact. It's not about partisan politics, he said pointedly. Pointedly. Yeah, you might want to make that I better. Two other Republicans spoke in favor of the legislation. Brett Upton and Peter Major of Michigan. The two had also voted to impeach Trump. January 6th is going to haunt the institution for a long time, said Upton. He said that if not for resistance by the Capitol Police, who knows how many heads would have been swinging on those gallows that members of the mob erected outside the building. Major, a freshman, took what seemed veiled shots of Trump House Monitor leader Kevin McCarthy, Republican California, and some of his colleagues. Well, if you didn't fucking fuck with the Constitution and like that and actually fucking listen to your constituency and put America first, they might have not have stormed the Capitol and constructed fucking gallows. I'm just fucking saying.
Winning? No.
You suck!
Without mentioning names, Mudger said the attack occurred with the encouragement of prominent elected officials. He said some whom initially criticized the attack have walked back their words or softened their speech, Madrid added. More troubling, there has been an active effort to whitewash and rewrite the shameful events of the day to avoid accountability. If you call it whitewash, I already think you're a leftist bag.
Winning? No.
And you're not a Republican anyway.
You suck!
Days after the Capitol attack, McCarthy said Trump bears responsibility for the rioters' assault, which he does not. He fucking told people to be peaceful, but he opposed impeachment, eased his criticisms of Trump, and opposed creation of the commission. Other Republicans have downplayed the attack, with one comparing the rioters to tourists, and Trump has opposed the commission, calling it a Democratic trap. It is a Democratic trap. McCarthy did not speak during debate on the bill. Other Republicans backing the commission, including Reps Adam Kinzinger of Illinois, impeachment support the long-term Trump critic, and Stephanie Bice, president of the House Scott Freshman, who's representative of competitive districts that include Oklahoma City. They're going to try and use this commission as an excuse to boot out Republicans and take more power.
Winning? No.
As voting for the commission were 9 of the nearly 24 Republicans whom Democrats considered prime targets to oust in the next year's elections. Their numbers included a pair of freshmen from South Florida and Kotko, a fourth-term Syracuse area lawmaker who has survived close races before. The Democrat-run House approved the measure 252 to 175 and sent it to the Senate, where Democrats face an uphill fight to garner at least 10 Republican yes votes. They will need to prevail. The measure would create a 10-member commission with 5 members appointed by each party to investigate the Capitol riot. And ABC, your framing is a fucking mess, and that is the wrong screen. Let's get back there. ABC, your framing is a motherfucking mess.
You suck!
Trump had nothing to do with that. This is just a Democratic ploy to fucking oust certain Republicans so they can fucking take power. And it's disgusting. It's the Republicans aren't blameless in the problems in this country, but this democratic institution is the most totalitarian fascist regime in American history, and it needs to be removed from office immediately. I'm just fucking saying.